Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another episode of Doctor's Orders Advice You Should Actually Take. I'm your host, Dr. Jeff C. May, and listen, this is going to be a fun episode. In this episode, we're going to talk about interested or committed. That's the question right out of the gate. Are you interested or are you committed when it comes to your health? And actually, whether we're talking about your health or not, tends to be a lot of times, this is what I'm talking about, the area of healthcare. My mission and purpose is to educate and empower people in and around ways to actually become healthy and stay out of the sick care system. But you can apply this conversation today to all areas of your life. Are you interested or committed? And I don't know who came up with the phrase that I'm going to share with you, but it hits the nail on the head so well when it comes to it. And it's going to give you a visual representation of what's the difference between interested and committed. Because a lot of times, when you look at it like, well, being interested in something and being committed in something, they both have a positive, almost demeanor or underlying meaning. But when we really dive into this, the answer, or what I heard, the phrase is this: you got to think eggs and bacon. Now, a lot of you might be drooling, salivating. I know, listen, I'm a big eggs and bacon fan, as are most people. But when it comes to interested versus committed, eggs and bacon, the chicken was interested, but the pig was committed. Think about that. So the chicken was interested, gave some eggs, but the pig was committed and gave everything, gave his life for the bacon. When we look at this, you got to look at interested versus committed when it comes to healthcare. There's a lot of memes that I'll share or little pictures and posts. A lot of them will be the ones where you've got two lines of people, and one's really, really, really short and one's really, really long. And under the long line, there's like this alley or tunnel way where people want to feel better. And then the other one is like people committed to getting better. There's a lot of want tos, there's a lot of interested, and unfortunately, there's a lot of excuses when it comes to actually getting better. Just yesterday at the time of this recording, Nurse Sarah and I, we got the chance to go speak to some Scott County employees over in Shakopee. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. And we just got to talk health and wellness. We got to talk about, hey, proactive things. They had great questions. Shout out to Mary, who helped set up the talk. And what I loved about it is that where people were talking about, what vitamins I should be taking, how often I should be taking them, like the basic sort of things. And going into that, we were able to have conversations on like, here are the things that you can do outside of any single office. To me, that's important. To me, that's like, we're in the world today. There are so many people trying to sell programs. They are flashy with the aid of AI. You can do so many things and make things look good. For example, the other day I had a patient and they're taking their fish oil, and this is a great brand. They do all this marketing and do all these things. Yeah, and there was actually a tenth of what they need in terms of omega-3s actually in the product. Remember, flashy marketing doesn't mean it's a great product, and a great product doesn't always have the best marketing. But in a world of sales, like people are inundated with things. And if you just remember this, walking and water are free. Sitting is the new smoking. Sedentary lifestyles will kill you faster than anything. Not moving every single day. In fact, the average male who's like, according to the studies, 173 pound male needs to burn about 400 calories, 2,000 of those. So 4,000 calories a day. 2,000 of those should be coming from activity. That means movement. And when we look at this, it's like, well, how many people do you know are getting that? How many people do you know are getting that? I'm going to reach, stand by, hold on. I want to get the exact numbers. I took a screenshot of this, and I'm just going to pull it up here for the listeners. Stand by. Like I said, there's no script here ever to the podcast. But the analogy of this and why this is so important, if you think through this, why this is so important is that most people, when it comes to their health, it's like trying to find an umbrella when it already started raining. And that's the last thing you want to do. The last thing you want to do is be looking for an umbrella after the storm is hit. And that's what most oftentimes healthcare crises happen, because we just take our health for granted. We got to understand that today is a gift. And like the fact is that you're on your 2 feet, you're breathing, your heart's beating. So many things are happening without you thinking about it. And that's a beautiful thing. Like in America, we have clean air, we have clean water. There's a lot of countries that don't. And so when our health goes bad or sideways, we're often confused. And sometimes patients will come in and be like, I don't know how I ended up here. And 9 times out of 10, the answer is you lived that day, one day at a time. And that's how you got here. It's the old adage, if you were going across America and you were 1 degree off. Well, when you started on one of the coasts, after a day, you're not that far off. But you do it day after day, and months later, you're so far off course. That's how we need to look at health. And I have a million analogies. And sometimes, like, we just need an episode. We just need a conversation where, holy smokes, you're right. People aren't lacking knowledge. They aren't lacking access to knowledge. Like, we have it. We have so much access to knowledge in today's world that we never had before. You know what you need to do. Most people know what they need to do. And if you don't know where to start, we can always have that conversation. Those are fun too, because if you don't know where to start, it's okay. You're not alone. There's so many people that just don't know how to take care of themselves in a way that produces health over the course of their life, decade after decade, because most people are afraid to get old because they think old and decrepit are the same thing. They think, well, if I'm old, that means my quality of life is down. Well, no, that doesn't have to be. So back to the daily requirements for movement. Literally, daily requirements for what they're measuring in the study was caloric expenditure. So, AKA, moving your body. So, the average male, I apologize, it was 176 pounds, but total daily expenditure should be 4,000 calories. Total daily expenditure from physical activities should be 2,000 of those calories. Okay, the average female in this study was 132 pounds. Daily energy expenditure required is 2,500 calories, and daily energy expenditure from physical activity should be 1,250 calories. So this is you burning off those calories by movement. Well, when you're working at a job and you're sitting at a desk 8 to 10 hours a day, you think, oh man, I don't have time, Dr. Jeff. Well, guess what? Say you on the high end of that, work 10 hours a day at a desk. You're sleeping 8 hours, which most people aren't sleeping 8 hours. I'm just saying. But let's just take that's 18 hours. Okay, we still have 6 hours left. What are you doing with those 6 hours? What are you doing with those 6 hours? Like, there's still 6 hours left. You're like, oh, but I don't have time, this and that. I'm driving and commuting. Okay, well, you got an hour drive commute. It's still 5 hours. Still 5 hours. Well, I want to spend, and this is where people will lie to themselves. I want to spend time with your kids. Are you spending time with your kids? Take them on a walk with you. They need to move too. Are they not human? They need to move too. Oh, I'm running them to practice. Walk around the track when you practice. I don't know. I can't come up with the answers for people, but I will call BS when it comes to excuses. Like, excuses are so prevalent, and so many times we've lived a lie. And I'm in the same boat when it comes to it. But how much time are you spending? Pull up your phone right now and go to your screen time. How much time are you spending screen time scrolling that you could be walking? Like, you think about this, like, do you not have time, or do you just have a lie that you've believed so long that tells you don't have time? Because ultimately, if your health isn't a priority, then you're choosing sickness, because the way it goes with lifestyles is that you're going to end up cancer, heart disease, diabetes, dementia, obesity, these lifestyle diseases. You're going to end up with one of them. Statistically, you're going to hit one of them if you do nothing. If you do nothing, statistically, you're going to have a lifestyle disease, or AKA a comorbidity. And heaven forbid, another healthcare crisis like the beer disease, AKA 2020, AKA COVID nightmare, comes along again, and you're sitting there with a comorbidity that puts you in a risk category that you have no options to actually be healthy, and you have to go into panic mode, which we saw almost the entire country go into panic mode. Everything on the news, screw the news, right? Screw the media companies that fed the fear. They were gasoline on a fire of anxiety and depression and fear, and wrecked so many freaking lives. Like, I'm really upset when it comes to that, because that's all it was. It was a flash panic, and they just fed the system. And for years, I'm sitting there, and we got banned on YouTube. We got all these things. We got videos taken down, and you're trying to help educate people, because this was my arena. When it comes down to it, don't take tax advice from me. Don't take accounting advice. Don't ask me about stocks. I don't know anything about that, really. I really don't. But if you want to play ball in the healthcare arena, come talk to me. Like, I can saddle up and ride next to any expert you want to when it comes to actually producing health, because it's not that hard. It's just not what you're going to see on the news, and it sure as hell isn't going to be what you're going to get at your medical doctor when they're like, hey, just try this, or let's double this dose, or let's do another freaking cortisone shot because you've only had 3. So technically, we're just going to do another one because something in the first 3 must not have worked. So let's do the same thing over and over, aka freaking insanity. Like, I can play that game, and I do. I play that game every single day. And the results of it, it's not like I'm just sitting back here and have the confidence because I read a paper. Anybody can read a paper. We put it into practice every single day in the clinic, and we're producing results. Do we have setbacks? Hell yeah, we have setbacks, because I don't follow around everybody, nor would I ever want to, 24 hours a day. We give people the tools, and at the end of it, the interested versus committed, the committed people that are putting it in place, that make it a priority, that value their life, that share the message, those are the people that are going to get the best results. And I'll roll with them all day, every day. I will roll with those people all day, every day. And so when it comes down to it, get off your butt. The sedentary lifestyle is absolutely killing people, and it'll continue to do so. This is never not going to be a requirement. We're not going to wake up 10 years from now and be like, hey, you don't even have to like go for walks anymore. You don't have to exercise. By the way, I saw a reel the other day on Instagram, which I could have been walking. Hey, I know, calling me out on that one. But I saw this reel that someone was like, oh yeah, walking is an exercise. Like, what a dumbass thing to say. And this was a person that had some pretty good influence. I'm like, listen, it may not be exercise for you, but what if someone isn't doing anything? What if the people that hear that, they're going through, and what if they had just started to make a lifestyle change, and the person who sits 8 to 10 hours at a desk a day decided to start going for a walk with their 5 extra hours that they have, instead of staring at a screen or watching Netflix, they were going to walk, and all of a sudden they see that reel and they're like, oh, wow, walking is an exercise is not going to do me any good anyway. And the subconscious stories start piling in. And they're like, I might as well not even go. Forget that. If you're not doing anything right now, literally walking 7,500 steps a day can lower certain types of risk, it lowers the risk of certain types of cancers by up to 90%. 90%. Like, think about that. Like, you don't think those little things have an impact? I take care of one of the best dentists around, and I was talking to her the other day, and literally just even flossing your teeth drops your risk of heart disease by like 90-some%. Like, flossing, you don't think little things matter? Walking and counting your steps, it absolutely freaking matters. Now, if you've been exercising your whole life and lifting weights, resistance training and cardio and those things, walking may not get you that much benefit, but you still need to move your body. You still need to move your body. So when I see things like that, I get upset because it's misleading to people. And I'm just a little guy in Jordan, Minnesota, and I'm just shouting out to a microphone right now in a room where nobody else is at, and hopefully somebody hears this. So that's my heart. So in today's episode, we always try and wrap these up under about 15 minutes, make them quick, make them hard hitting, easy to listen to. Let me know what you guys have been thinking about the podcast when you listen to this, either email, drop in on the office on Instagram, Advantage Health Center, or whatever you want to do. Easy to find. But the takeaway is this: are you interested or committed? Ask yourself, in what era of your life do you need to become more committed and less interested? Do you need to stop buying books in a certain area and just start taking action? What do you need to do? What about those 6 hours a day that you still have? And really calculate. There's like 168 hours in a week, I think. Rough math. If I'm off, I'm off. But I'm pretty sure it's 168. 168 hours a week. Sure, you work 40 of them or more, 40, 50, 60, but there's still another 60 hours. Like, there's a lot more time than you think. Yes, time's ticking. We're all getting older and nobody gets out alive. So what are you going to do today? Think about that, you guys. Those are your doctor's orders. And until next time, keep living your advantage.